They say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the truth. Hands in the air for the ones who carry the proof. Grandma's hands, cocoa brown, turning collars into crown. Kitchen stories, hush, hush, pain, turn that sugar out of blank. Gold hoops knock on bedroom wall, Kente print on Sunday shawl. Say my name in every prayer, big like smoking southern air. Blacker the berry, bigger the crown. We rise up slow, but we don't bow down. From black hair, black roots in the ground, to the base of our hearts, that heavy sound. Blacker the berry, sing it out loud. Every shade, every scar, so proud. If they ever try to write us out, we incarnate with the anthem now. Oh. 3. Yeah, we on. Pop a cork, set the scene. Gold glass, big dreams. Little hood, still pristine. Laugh lines where lipstick sheen. Secrets fizz when we sit down. High heels, low-key crown. Spill tea, still hold it down. Toast up, level up now. Champagne secrets, sip, savor, spill it. Grown and sexy, talk that talk, but we are when we feel it. Champagne and power, glow in the midnight hour. Little hood, whole lot of class, we gon' cry and laugh louder. Slow pour, let it rise. Real talk, no disguise. Bad days, but we still thrive. Soft heart, hard-earned pride. I'm enough. Big bag, big piece too. Pray first, then make move. I'm blessed. Self-love in every view. Hit play, it's a new you. I'm chosen. Champagne secret, sip, savor, spill it. Grown and sexy, talk that talk, but we are when we feel it. I'm healed. Champagne and power, glow in the midnight hour. Little hood, a lot of class, we gon' cry and laugh louder. Picking down, move right. Deep breath, slow sound, champagne. Secrets out now, I'm ready. Picking down, move right. Perfecto, now champagne. Secrets out now, I'm ready.
Hey girl,
Hey girl,
what you doing?
nothing much.
Get dressed.
For why?
Because we're going to the city. I need a little sip, savor, and spiel.
Let's toast.
What you got going on tonight?
Can't call it. Owning the night. What you getting into?
Empress down in the city tonight. I'm feeling like champagne.
Let's toast.
The content you are about to indulge in may contain high levels of truth, sarcasm, and emotional damage. Viewer discretion is advised, but honestly, you clicked, so here we are.
Side effects of watching may include sudden clarity about your life choices, uncontrollable laughter at inappropriate moments, mild to severe eye rolling at ignorant comments in the chat, increased confidence, boldness, and I said what I said energy, or getting read like a hardcover novel with highlighted notes. Your bad take being turned into tonight's entertainment. A free personality evaluation you didn't ask for, but clearly needed needed and temporary embarrassment followed by permanent self-reflection, optional, but recommended. Do not consume if you are allergic to accountability, growth, hearing the truth without sugarcoating. If symptoms of being triggered persist, log off, hydrate, and try again tomorrow. By continuing to watch, you agree that your feelings may or may not be spared, and that's between you and your Wi-Fi.
Management will not be issuing apologies, refunds, or emotional support for bruised ego.
We do not argue here. We educate, escalate, and occasionally decorate the situation with a little razzle-dazzle, respectfully.
Stay classy, stay sassy, and remember, if it don't apply, let it fly.
Either way, the glass stay full and the tea stay hot. You either handle it or get handled. Can you handle it? Let's toast.
Silk on my skin.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! These motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! These motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! Everybody strap in! I'm about to open some fucking windows.
Champagne gang and visitors to the Champagne City, welcome. You have entered my domain, our domain. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm the Empress, the Fizzstress, the woman who keeps the fizz in your facts and the kick in your clarity, the curator of sparkle, storyteller of the unseen. I'm your pusher, baby. Pusher of all things encouragement and empowerment. You know, all the things that get you from where you are to where you want to be. Your Fizzstress and guide through the glittering corners of mess and chaos. So raise those glasses high and sit back. Let the bubbles rise and let me tell you what really goes on after the cork hits the floor. Welcome to the Champagne City, baby. Let's toast.
Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help!
Here we go again.
Ladies and gentlemen, confidants, welcome to the Hennessy Zone. Straight talk, no chaser. This place was created for those topics that require, well, a little something stronger than just champagne. Over here, we think and drink responsibly. Now let me give you a disclaimer. Everything discussed in the Hennessy Zone, all of the commentary is based on my opinion, and it's done so in accordance with the Fair Use Act, which allows for these discussions for the purpose of entertainment and teaching, because there's wisdom to be gained from everything, whether it's good or bad. Now, we don't attempt to solve cases over here, but we do discuss them. And I love to hear your opinions about each of the cases we discuss. So please do me a favor and drop in the comments and let me know what you think about today's case.
Champagne on my tongue, silk on my skin undone. You lean in, say my name like a secret, like a sin.
Confidants and visitors to the Champagne City. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come one, come all. Come on in, grab your things. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm the Empress, and you are joining me for grown discussions and bubbly banter. Baby, over here we give classy with a twist, huh? A little clink with chaos with a side of charm. So if you're ready to sip, savor, and spill, then grab your favorite glass of something nice and bubbly and sparkly, you know, all those good things. Make sure you have your charger close because we don't need your phone dying. Make sure you're nice and comfy. Kick your feet up in one of those Chase lounges. Say hi to a few people in the chat and let's get ready to get into the show. But you already know, first up, we got to get into that positivity and affirmation. So please do me a favor. Take your glass and raise it high in the air for me. You ready? You ready? Today we're going to talk about lock in. Yeah. Tonight ain't about feelings, baby. It's about focus. Because feelings, baby, they switch up. 1 minute you're good, the next you're questioning everything. But focus stays loyal. There's a version of you've been talking about becoming. More disciplined, more calm, more in control. Tonight is where you prove you're serious about meeting them. Not tomorrow, not when you feel like it, but now. See, distractions don't come loud all the time. Sometimes they come like scrolling too long or overthinking too much, replaying stuff that already happened like it's gonna change. Meanwhile, your next level is sitting there like, you done yet? So we tighten up tonight. We don't chase distractions. We don't entertain what slows us down. We don't let temporary emotions hijack long-term goals. We lock in. Mind right. Energy right. Moves intentional. Lock in. This ain't about perfection. It's about discipline showing up even when motivation didn't RSVP. You don't need a perfect mood. You need a made-up mind. Lock in. Let the noise be noise. Let people do what they do. Let the world spin however it wants. Even if it's just one step forward tonight, that's still movement. That's still discipline. That's still you separating yourself from the version that used to stall out. Lock in. Because every time you choose focus over chaos, you get a little sharper, a little stronger, a little closer to the version of you that doesn't fold. So tonight, we don't drift. We don't delay. We don't dilute the mission. We lock in and we stay focused because the real flex is doing what needs to be done when nobody is watching and you don't even feel like it. And if you feel that deep down on the inside, let's toast. And for the rest of you that seem to have a problem with encouragement and empowerment and positivity, all I want to let you know is my people have been activated for people who want to activate. So, to my people in the chat, if anybody acts a fool tonight, you have my permission to.
Get on, green Jimmy the cricket suit wearing ass motherfucker. Get on, short Colin Powell haircut having ass motherfucker. Little Angela Davis mustache wearing ass motherfucker. Little Richard Pryor shortcut fade having around the side motherfucker. Little Sammy Davis Award Jr. Afro haircut having ass motherfucker. Dynamite Disco Danny demonstrating. Don Cornelius with a haircut.
What's going on, Champagne Gang? Come on in. For tonight's show, we are getting into this Fizz and Felonies. Now, let me tell y'all something. So we were supposed to catch up where we left off on last night because, you know, our live last night got hijacked by Where's the Cheese, you know. Because I feel like some of y'all are running around like y'all lost in a maze, stuck trying to find the cheese. Lost. Don't know if you coming. Don't know if you going. Don't know, as the movie say, which way is up, down, or in between. So therefore, last night we paused the normal conversation that we were having and we discussed where's the cheese. Because a lot of y'all, your life is passing you by. Your energy is being ciphered out. Your finances, your emotions, your spirituality, your mental well-being is being ciphered out from underneath you. And I'm mighty afraid if you don't wake up now and focus, it's going to be too late. And by the time you look up, all your cheese gonna be gone. If you want to get the gist, please go back and watch yesterday's episode. But for tonight, baby, we got two Fizz and Felony body cams that we're getting into. The first Fizz and Felony body cam that we're going to get into is going to be this one discussing. Y'all listen. I ran across this story. Hold on. I ran across this story perusing YouTube this morning. And when I tell you I was outdone, perplexed, discombobulated, and in complete confusion, because please explain to me how a quadruple amputee could actually unalive somebody. I'm sitting at home and I'm trying to figure out what version of Earth did I wake up on? What dispensation of time did I wake up in? What dimension did I wake up into where I can wake up and see a clip of a man with no arms and no legs shooting a sticky icky and being arrested for unaliving somebody? So we got to get into this because I can't be in perplexion by myself. So y'all gonna have to join me here, all right? So let's get into our first body cam for the night. Let's change our background. Y'all see our newsroom? You see it. So the first story we're going to get into in this body cam is this quadruple amputee who has been charged with murder. Check this out.
This story has a headline that will make you do a double take. A quadruple amputee pro cornhole player accused of shooting and killing a friend who was riding with him in a car.
What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how I crank back my crossbow.
This is Dayton Weber. He's 27 years old and he's from Charles County, Maryland, which is an area south of Washington, D.C. As we're recording this, Dayton is being transferred back to his home state after he was arrested in Virginia. Authorities say he shot and killed a man who was riding in his SUV and allegedly dumped his body on the side of the road before he took off.
Someone was shot. 2236.
Now look, it is shocking what deputies are alleging Weber did as he drove his car with 3 passengers inside. Not just the crime, but the alleged aftermath that led to a manhunt across state lines. But before we talk about the crime, we got to talk about Dayton Weber, who this person is and what made him such an inspirational story to so many people, at least before what deputies say happened on Saturday night. You're looking at a video here of Weber competing in a cornhole competition. He posted this to his TikTok. So Weber was a professional in the sport or activity that a lot of us do at tailgates and barbecues. He would play cornhole by propelling himself forward with a bag to throw it. He does not have arms and he does not have legs, but he was really good at cornhole. In fact, according to ESPN in 2020, Weber was named
now, I need y'all to remember this as we go throughout this story. This man ain't got no arms or legs. I need us to remember this, please.
best cornhole player in all of Maryland. That is of all players across the state, not just people with disabilities. Now, ESPN actually did a 6-minute feature on Dayton in 2023. And in that story, Dayton's family says when he was 10 months old, he got a bacterial infection that led to sepsis and it nearly killed him. But in an effort to save his life, they had to amputate his arms and his legs.
Like that second shot a little better, don't you?
Now, what made Dayton's life story so special is that Dayton went on to live his life like anyone would. In fact, he probably does more than a lot of people do. He's an avid outdoorsman. He often posted videos on social media showing him out hunting with bows and guns.
Let me explain something to y'all. My fear of heights, I could never. And I got 2 arms, 2 hands, 8 fingers, 2 thumbs in all my extremities. And I'm afraid of heights, climbing up a ladder, talking about going into a treehouse. And this man, I almost said, stands here, but he still can stand. With no legs, no arms, climbing up a ladder with a long barrel rifle on his back. Do you know how much balance you have to be able to point a long barrel rifle, balance it and shoot it and hit a target? And here you have a man with this strap to his back, and this man ain't got no arms and no legs. Y'all don't understand how much this is stressing me out right now. That I'm trying to figure out what world do I exist in with a man that has no arms and legs can commit a murder.
And here he is with a gun strapped to his back, climbing up into a tree stand while he's out hunting. But cornhole is really where Dayton became a national story. He told ESPN that he would compete in dozens of tournaments a month. And then in 2023, he got a spot in the big time, the American Cornhole League. This is like the major leagues for people who throw bags. Dayton said his life motto was "The world won't wait." But now that award-winning smile, it's been replaced with what looks like a grin in his mugshot. And it is chilling when you think of what he is accused of, that would be the facial expression he would give the camera.
Someone was shot. 51, 2236. I'm still waiting on a call to you, but it sounds like they're in a vehicle covered in blood, possibly going to CRMC, but I'm still trying to get further.
So let's break down what Dayton is accused of doing. He was driving in a car, his own SUV. He's driving. There were 3 people inside. They're going through Charles County, Maryland, and police were waved down around 10:30 on Saturday night by 2 people on the side of the road who said they were in that vehicle driven by Weber. Deputies say that Weber got into an argument with the person who was riding shotgun.
10-4 should be a white sedan, and male was shot in the head. Number 2 male, red shirt.
6-4, I'm about to pull up. 10-3.
So deputies get waved down by these 2 people on the side of the road. And they have this incredible story, terrifying, of what Weber allegedly did inside the vehicle, shooting the person who was riding shotgun because of an argument. And the issue, though, at that point was they didn't have Weber, the deputies, and they didn't have the SUV, and they also didn't have a body. Now, roughly 2 hours later, there was a 911 call that came in from someone who said a body had been dumped in their front yard, which was just about a 10-minute drive away from where those 2 people waved deputies down. Now, that body was of a 27-year-old man who deputies have identified as Bradrick Michael Wells. He was dead.
Let me get you a strong.
Please explain to me how. I need someone to explain to me how this man with no hands fingers, less known arms is pulling a trigger. Please help me understand. I am in complete confusion. I have been perplexed all day since I seen it. Every time I say something, somebody say something, I say, bet you ain't seen a man with no arms and legs commit a murder though. That has been my response literally all doggone day. Because how is he pulling the trigger of this gun? Somebody please help me understand. How? Where are we? What? Progressive, the moon don't sound so bad. We live in a time where a man with no arms and legs can commit a murder. An unarmed man can commit a murder. Please make this make sense to me.
All right, before we get back to this case, I do have some big news to share because we finally launched our very own streaming app, Law and Crime Plus, and you are going to love it. Check this out.
Get on the ground right now! This is Law and Crime Plus. Ad-free, on-demand access to our hit series and exclusive access to our case files.
See his brain laying on the sidewalk?
911 calls.
My wife and child got badly.
And the evidence they don't show you on TV. Join the community and track breaking stories. Stream now on Crime Plus.
All right, so trust me, we have a lot of cool stuff in the works that you definitely don't want to miss out on. Head over to lawandcrimeplus.com today. You can grab a limited time deal for just $3.99 a month or $40.99 a year. All right, let's get back to the story. Now, before we get back to how deputies tracked Weber down, we need to talk about this video. because in the wake of this story breaking, this video that Weber posted to his YouTube page has been getting a lot of attention. It shows Weber loading and firing a 9mm handgun despite not having hands. Now, on Saturday night, the witnesses who waved the deputies down claimed that they were able to get out of Weber's Tesla.
See, I'm not finna play with you either tonight. No, I'm not. I'm not finna play with you. She said, is it considered armed robbery if he robbed somebody? Progressive said, will they be able to hit him with strong arm of the law? Y'all gotta stop, please. I've already been through enough today. And y'all taking me through there. Do you hear me? Because I'm already flued out and in complete disbelief at this story. That a story like this could even exist has me completely confused. Niecy says she just want to know.
When he pulled over to the side of the road after allegedly shooting Wells, Weber allegedly asked the two passengers to help dump Wells' body. The two passengers say they refused. Then, after they got out of the car, Weber sped off and allegedly dumped that body down the street. Now, after that, Weber vanished.
Copy, Dayton Weber. No direction of travel.
Look out vehicle for that area. Just halfway where you believe there's to be a shooting area.
So now I need y'all to follow this story, right? We got an unarmed man, unlegged man, driving a vehicle. Now that's not unheard of because I've heard that they have devices to help you do such. But you have two other people in this vehicle who watched this man pull out a sticky, icky. Now you got to remember he ain't got no arms. So y'all sat there and watch this man fumble with this gun to get it in his... How did he pull... I need some footage of this. They gotta make him recreate how he did this. It's gotta be an interrogation that they gonna release. Gotta be. This is an interrogation and a recreation that I would pay money to the police department to get a copy of the body cam footage so that I can see the interrogation. Because how? Please, somebody tell me how.
Which is false injury. There's going to be a white Tesla. When you guys are responding to that area, keep a lookout.
Eventually, Weber was found more than 100 miles away in Charlottesville, Virginia. It's about a 2.5-hour drive from where all of this took place in Charles County, Maryland. Now, deputies say that Weber was arrested at a hospital in Virginia where he was being treated for a medical issue. And this is the mugshot that was taken by authorities in Virginia. Weber was arrested and charged as a fugitive from justice in Virginia. He is expected to be returned to Maryland, where he will be charged with first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and other related charges, according to the Charles County Sheriff. Now, deputies say that Weber and the three people who were in his car, they all knew each other. It's unclear what Dayton's side to the story is, and of course he is innocent until proven guilty. Now this case, because of who Dayton Weber is, because of the disability that he has, it's raised a lot of questions about how all of this went down. How could it go down? We found this Facebook post. It's by a friend of Dayton's, and I think it's an important read because it does raise some of the questions that you may be having when you first saw this story come across your social media feed. That post says, quote, "So let's make some sense of this situation, and hear me out, people. How does a quad amputated person drive a car, pull a trigger, and drop off someone in a front yard with two others in the back seat of the car and have zero help? How long was he trying to gain access to this firearm before it was discharged? How long did the other individuals watch him get the gun and take aim? Why did the two witnesses in the back seat not stop this from happening, even if they were stationary?"
Now, see, this is my question, right? Because were they just confused? Did they think that it was about to not be a shooting? Did they think he was just playing with it? Like, how bad did this argument get? That's my question, right? Whoever this is asking the right questions. Because how was there two other people in this vehicle and y'all didn't stop this from happening? This man ain't got no arms. It wasn't, what was he gonna swing on you? What was he gonna slap you? He don't have nothing to hold on to the gun. What was he gonna do? Pull the gun out and put it on you? Oh my God. I'm so stressed by this story. I don't know what to do. Because what? So y'all literally sat in the back, watched him pull out a gun, Don't know if it was loaded or unloaded. But you watched him put it to somebody's head and nobody said, kick it out his hand. Kick him over. Nobody said this. You know, because if you tap him too hard, he gonna tumble, you know, shake, rattle, and roll a little bit. What, y'all, nothing, nobody, nothing. Y'all didn't even try. Or did y'all want this person gone too? Like, what's going on with this friend that y'all didn't even attempt to save this friend's life? And, hold on, and y'all stayed in the car after he pulled the trigger because he had enough time to ask you to help him dispose of the body. So that was enough time for a whole conversation. Help me understand.
This happen, it still takes time for someone who has no arms and no legs make all of this happen without someone stopping it. There is something to this story that does not add up. There are no excuses for the events that took place, and nor am I trying to defend anyone, but please help me make sense of the situation. I'm sorry for the loss of the family and friends, and not a single person deserves to lose their life over any situation. This post is not to start an argument or because I'm heartless, but please just help make this make sense. Joining us now to talk more about this case is Lisa Miller, retired detective, former chief investigator. Great to have you on Law and Crime. I think a lot of people with this story, first off, it's just a major double take on the headline, just trying to understand that part of it. But then I think trying to visualize how this is possible, to be honest, just like we know he's overcome a lot in his life.
Right.
You do still see, and we'll talk about the YouTube video of him firing a gun. You're still thinking like, how does this go down inside of this vehicle, allegedly, considering the disabilities that this man has?
Right. So I read the allegations and that wow headline that took us all, I think took the internet and social media by storm yesterday. Now, my mind went to adaptive devices, thinking, okay, well, you know, I know there's adaptive devices for assisting people in driving vehicles. And then I started thinking about it and I'm like, well, I think there's actually adaptive devices for shooting a firearm. And then I saw some of the videos, and that kind of changed things then too.
Right, and you think about, you know,
now, see,
and
that's the crazy
first let's just
part
talk
about this story, right? Because who would have believed this story had there not been video footage of this man actually holding a gun and pulling the trigger? If there wasn't this video footage of this man climbing up a ladder and down by himself, who would have believed this story? They would have had a hard time convincing the police that this man was the one that pulled the trigger without video footage. You got to thank the Lord for social media sometime, because this is definitely one of those, I wouldn't have believed it had I not seen the video footage.
About him, because you look at, there's the video of him climbing up a tree stand,
right,
which is, you know, he's got a rifle on his back, you know, he's a hunter, which like, that's very impressive. And impressive is a tough word, I think, in this story too, based on what he's accused of. But then like the video, and I don't believe that law enforcement were clear on the type of gun that was used in this case, allegedly, but we see the video of him firing a 9mm. And I know we were talking before this, like just even being able to handle the kickback, which I think for people who don't handle firearms, you don't think about the kickback because movies typically don't show you like the kickback, but like that's a real thing. Even with the 9mm, like just what did you walk away with watching that video of him firing a gun?
I was rather amazed, to be honest with you. I mean, he uses what he has left of his arms and he loads that magazine, and then he turns around and he picks up the firearm, points it downrange at what we're assuming, you know, is the target he was looking at, and then firing that. No, a 9mm doesn't have the same amount of kickback as some of the other firearms, but for him to have the strength to hold on to that and keep that from kicking back and losing, you know, his grip on it, and then to fire another round. Now, clearly, we don't see the target downrange, so we don't know what his grouping looks like and what he was shooting at. My guess is he would have to come off of that target a little bit. But then I'm seeing the video of him climbing up this deer stand, and the strength that he has is pretty amazing. What he has overcome in his life and the resilience. And I think, to me, that makes this case even more tragic. Someone with the grit courage. I mean, to face every day from a young child on, that requires a level of courage that I don't think we talk about when you face days with a substantial disability like he has.
It's incredible. And it's like one of those things for me, like just looking through his social media, like he has this like award-winning smile. ESPN does a big feature on him. And then you see the mugshot. He's kind of got a grin on his face, which, you know, can be very subjective and kind of, you know, what does that mean? You know, I don't know how much you can actually apply that to the facts of the case going forward, but it was kind of just this chilling moment.
Now, this would be my question right here. But what will push him to pull a gun, though? Has he done this before? Because he seemed real callous and comfortable pulling a gun, especially with two other people in the car. You didn't care whether you had witnesses or not. You didn't care. Whatever happened with this argument was so bad. You didn't care. You didn't care about being identified. You didn't care about going to prison. You did not care. No legs, no arms, no hands, no fingers, no thumbs, and you did not care. This is a different level of diabolical in my mind. To be this cold and not have no arms or legs? Oh, baby, that's a different level of diabolical. That is a different level of, I know you fucking lying, because how? How can you even have the thoughts of doing this when you already got so many odds against you? This is really... it's almost a story that impresses you as much as it appalls you, because you look at the story and you're saying, okay, you have this man who has no arms, no legs, not due to fault of his own, but he caught an infection when he was younger and had to have him cut off. But he didn't let it stop him. Right? And it on one hand, it should make you look at yourself and say, you know what the hell am I doing with my life? This man ain't got no arms and no legs, and he's shooting a gun, he climbing ladders, he is one of the best in competition, he trying out, he doing sports, he's not letting his disability stop him. And that should make us look at ourselves like, what was our thing yesterday, talking about being afraid and allowing fear to stop us? That was the whole thing about the cheese. Here we see again somebody or a situation where they're not allowing fear or other people to stop them. Now that's one side. On the flip side, you looking like, with all that encouragement that you can give us, with you not having no arms, no legs, no fingers, no toes, and you still getting up every day and doing the damn thing, and you turn around and unalive somebody and smile on the mugshot? Oh no, that's a different level of diabolical. That is a different level of, do you see this shit here? So he think he gonna get sympathy. I don't even think he want it. That's the problem. I don't think he cared. That's the scary part about this. For a person with no arms and no legs to do this with somebody else in the car, two other somebodies in the car, and then turn around and ask them for help with disposing the body, they don't care about no sympathy. He didn't give a good damn, your damn, my damn, or his. He didn't care about nothing. This is scary to me. So now you got to be worried about men having bad days with their wives, YNs, and quadruple amputees. So ain't nothing safe no more. Nobody's safe. You got to side eye everybody. Nobody. See, there was a time you would look at somebody with no arms and no legs. You would feel sorry for them, and you wouldn't look at them twice. Now you got a double take on them too, because they shooting guns with no fingers.
You're the detective tasked with putting this case together, and you're trying to understand how a person who is driving has no arms and no legs, and or at least amputated major part of it, And then there's 3 people in the vehicle. A shot is fired. This person riding shotgun is dead. And then the person who's a quadruple amputee is also accused of dumping the body.
Hey, Progressive, you gotta stop. One joke too many pushed him over the edge. You think they was in the back seat making jokes? The person on the passenger seat that he shot, you think he was making jokes and he had enough? I really want to know what this argument was about. I really want to know what the relationship was between him and this individual that he unalived. Have they always had contention, or is this something that happened that day? Was this over a woman? Was they smashing the same chick? What was going on that you decided, I'm finna pull? And I want to know, how long did it take for him to get this gun out? I need to see this recreation. I don't know about y'all, but my brain needs to see this recreation. And hear about it from the other people that was in the back seat as to why they just sat there and let this happen. Were they in shock? What? Did they want it to happen? Did they have a problem with this person too? Did they know that this is what this trip was about? I need answers.
And driving away, like, as a detective, where do you even begin in putting this case together?
You know, I want to know what happened in that car. My understanding is the deceased was a front seat passenger. They picked up the 2 back seat passengers. That's what I've gathered from reporting from some of the local news. And I want to find out from those 2 backseat witnesses, what on earth, was there a fight going on? What was the demeanor of the 2, the accused and the deceased? When they got in the car, did things escalate? You know, murder often happens when we see, you know, an escalation in that rage and anger. And was this some deep-seated problem between these 2? Is this something that just arose that day? And then I want to ask a few questions, because I understand that this gentleman used devices sometimes. Was he wearing prosthetic legs? Had he used a wheelchair that day? Did he occasionally use, you know, prosthetic arms? So what was going on there? What devices, if any, was he using? And then I want to know a few more details about where was the gun, where did he pull the gun from, and then those exact actions that happened, and what was said immediately after.
And that's the thing too, because as much as you look at the YouTube video and he knows how to fire a weapon, you know, as a hunter, you know, you look at his social media, he's a major Second Amendment advocate. So he knows how to handle guns, but then, you know, it's different.
In that video, I need y'all to understand that he was loading a crossbow with an arrow. So not only can he fire guns with no hands and no arms, he can, fire from a crossbow, because I don't know what the thing is called that fires from it, but he can use a crossbow with no arms. This can't be real to me. It just can't. Y'all, we gotta do better. There's no excuse at this point. There's no excuse. Now I'm gonna take this and I'm letting you know, all your dreams, them plans, everything that you had planned, that you said you wanted to do, that you haven't done yet, there is no excuse. This man ain't got no arms and no legs, and he done unalived somebody, and he loading a crossbow. We ain't got no excuse. Look, if I don't start coming on more often, just put hashtag no hands in the chat so I can get it together or something, because y'all, we ain't got no excuse. None.
Being like at a range or in that controlled environment to then being in a heated argument inside a vehicle, an SUV, and his ability to have this gun and then allegedly fire it at the person sitting next to him, and then everything else like breaks out. How do you build that part of the case if you're the detective that's on it?
Well, it's got to be a little hard, because you got to ask tough questions, but that's part of the job. I know in our training, part of the law enforcement officer training was handgun retention. In these close quarter fights that we occasionally got in, if someone attacked us, we were very well trained on retaining that handgun. If the handgun's in the holster, how do we retain it? If we have pulled a handgun for a reason, how do we retain it if that fight comes close? So you want to ask the hard questions of where did he have it? What exactly happened? Was it sudden? Were you shocked? What was your state of mind as this was occurring? And it could be something as simple as the two people in the back seat were just stunned and never thought their pal. And my understanding is reporting has that all four people in the vehicle knew one another. That's another layer of this tragedy. Maybe they just never dreamed that their buddy, this professional champion, would be capable of doing something like that. How many times do we hear, I never thought my neighbor was capable of, I never thought my friend was capable of. So I'm wanting to get into their mindset and just what were they thinking at that time? And it could be as simple as that. Maybe they were just in shock. I mean, look at it. They just saw their friend murder their other friend right in front of them. So there is going to be a level of shock there. But what were they thinking in the seconds leading up to those shots being fired?
Because I think about Weber too, and he ends up being arrested in Charlottesville, Virginia. It's about 2.5 hours away from where all this took place, more than 100 miles south. He's at the hospital for some reason that hasn't been disclosed as of yet, but he ran. You know, we don't know what his side of the story is, but this is someone who didn't just go off down the street, didn't go to the police station. He went far. And like when you come to building a case, you're trying to figure out, because you have the three people in the car, one of them's dead, two people who are accusing him of being the person who fired the gun. The fact that he ran, allegedly, what does that, how does that impact the way that you look at the characters involved in this story?
Oh, that goes to his mindset, that fleeing mindset.
He ran. Does it still count as running if he ain't got no toes? If he ain't got no legs, do it still count as running? Do y'all think they need to determine some new terms for cases like this? Do y'all think there's more people out there like this who doing dumb stuff with no arms and legs? What y'all think? Drop in the comments and let me know.
It goes to consciousness of guilt. So the prosecutor he's looking at this case already going, well, I have two eyewitnesses to this murder. How many times has that happened? Not that often. Two eyewitnesses that have already flagged down police and made their initial utterances. By all accounts, it sounds like they were a little freaked out, and at least they said no to this man. They didn't help remove the body. You have a headline that shocked us all, but now this prosecutor also has this video of him firing weapons, including a handgun. So the prosecutor, and you have the fleeing. So the prosecutor's thinking all good things. And really what my interest is right now is what type of defense is this man going to mount, or his defense attorneys, whether paid for or appointed, will they mount for him? Because he's got quite a burden right now if reporting's accurate.
Right. And I think back to the social media part of this, because, that headline is like, what? And then you look at how strong he is, whether it's climbing up the stand, and he knows how to fire a gun. And then it kind of starts to make sense that he might be capable to pull over to the side of the road, pull a body out, and then drive away, might be capable of in that moment taking a gun. We don't know if that gun was something right by his side, that it was already, loaded, whatever. And he's able to allegedly shoot this person. At the same time, though, like, how much experience does the typical detective have when it comes to, or I guess, how much could that impact? Like, you're rebuilding a case. Like, how much experience do you have when it comes to like a person with disabilities doing something like this, and how that could impact kind of the X's and O's of what played out? Or does that matter at all in all of this? And is that the disability part of it almost like kind of just the headline that grabs people's attention?
I think it's more of the headline. Obviously, you have to look at it, but if you think about it for a minute, you're in a vehicle, and my understanding is it was a Tesla SUV from some reporting. You have a deceased in the seat next to you. We already know that this young man has quite a bit of strength, so it doesn't take a whole lot of strength to lean over the console and push a deceased person out of the vehicle. You hops out, goes around, opens the door, pushes, grabs a hold of the arm and pulls. However, I don't think that part of the story is that complicated. The detectives will have to go. I don't think most detectives have a lot of experience with working with someone that is disabled to this point that this young man is. But it's still, it's murder and it's human behavior, and detectives know that. So once they get behind what exactly occurred in that car, was it some underlying issue that came up? Was it the jealousy? Was it whatever? Or just became enraged during a fight and he just lost his cool to the point that he pulled the trigger? And that is human behavior 101 when you're working murder.
Yeah, it certainly is. I also think about the two witnesses in this case, and from their side of it, it sounds terrifying, right? And they're either acquaintances, maybe friends. We don't know the specifics of the relationship, but how do you make sure that they're telling the truth about what happened? You have two people who say they witnessed this. They're the only witnesses to our understanding of what this happened. Doesn't look like, just from like a Google map search, that this was an area where you're going to have video cameras that might have been able to capture this. So it's going to be their word against his. Like, how do you make sure that they're the ones telling the truth?
Well, how exactly did he grab the gun? Like, was it sitting in the middle console? Was it in a pocket? Where was the gun at when he grabbed it? Tomato. Because this baby ain't got no hands. But where was the gun when he grabbed it? Did he have to use both nubs to pick it up? Did somebody have to hand it to him? Like, how did this occur? We need this interrogation. If ever I needed to see an interrogation, I need to see this one.
Again, these two people have witnessed something terrifying and awful, but it's the job of the detective to ask the hard questions. Now, I don't know if the accused in this matter, if he made any initial statements when he was picked up, but if he did, if those statements were against the interest of the two witnesses, clearly you're going to go back and talk to them and confront them with those differing statements. But you're going to bring them in and you're going to get a sense of what happened. And then you're going to start going out in that friend circle and talk to these different people, significant others, family members, other pals, and find out what the dynamic was of not just the deceased and the suspect, but all four people in this car. And it's even potential they may give them some type of truth verification test and see if they pass that. I don't know what that jurisdiction uses as anything along those lines, but that's a possibility here too, just to make sure and try to clear these guys.
Yeah, because it's just this story, and at the time we're recording this, Weber's going to be sent back to Maryland from Virginia, where he's going to face some very serious charges. I know every state is a little different when it comes to how someone is charged, but it looks like he is going to be charged with first-degree murder and second-degree murder. Mm-hmm. I know you're out in Colorado, but like typically, how can someone face those two in a case where they're accused of one person's murder?
Well, I think the first degree is my reading that I've done, and they're showing some, they're going to intend to prove some premeditation. Well, let's address that first. Premeditation, everybody thinks that you must sit back and make this elaborate plan, but premeditation, definitely here in Colorado, can be just a few seconds. Just that decision of reaching down wherever this individual kept his gun in that car. That thought process of, I'm going to get my gun, I'm going to hold that gun, I'm going to put it on him, and if any threats were made. So that can go to the premeditation part. But the second degree can be a lesser included. That's how we do it here in Colorado. So premeditation isn't that terribly hard to prove in court, but say this crime arose from an argument that just escalated. It just got more and more heated as they drove down the road. Well, that emotional aspect often goes with what we see in these second-degree murder charges. So if a jury, or if later the prosecutors, as the detectives are working and providing them more.
I need y'all to remember, and we always repeat this, whenever there's a crime, there has to be two things. There has to be an act that is criminal, meaning the act that was committed in this case is a red rum. It's an unaliving, right? So the act has to be criminal, meaning it's not in self-defense. It's nothing that could take away from it being a murder charge, like on purpose, right? Then you have to have a motive. So now that they know who the suspect is, they have to determine why this happened. That is going to make the difference between whether it's a first degree or a second. In this case, they charged him with both, just in case one doesn't stick, the other with. That's basically why you see the police and district attorneys charging individuals with a first degree and a second degree, and sometimes a third when it comes to an unaliving, because they want one to stick just in case they messed up on one. Because you got to remember, if it's not premeditated and you charge someone with first degree murder, they're going to get off on the charge because what was done is not premeditated. So they have to make sure they charge correctly, which is why in a lot of cases you don't see charges come out right away, because they got to figure out if the act was criminal, but then they have to determine whether or not the motive was criminal. And that means whether or not you intended to do this on purpose, like it was your plan. You plan to get the gun and you plan to shoot him in the head, period. Whether it was a moment's plan or whether it was weeks' plan, no difference. First degree. Second, as they just stated, you in the midst of an argument, you have a gun, you shoot, that's second degree. You weren't intending to unalive someone, but things escalated, stuff happened, someone is no longer here. That wasn't your plan, but it did happen, right?
Evidence. Don't see enough for this first degree premeditation and see more of an emotional outrage. They may want to look to dismiss the first degree murder, stick with the second degree, and it also gives the jury some wiggle room depending on what case is presented later on in court if this goes to trial.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens next. Apparently all of this stemming from some sort of alleged heated dispute inside the car. And wow, did it escalate, according to what deputies are saying. Lisa Miller, retired detective, former chief investigator. Always great to have you on Law and Crime. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Chris.
That will do it for On the Case.
So that's going to be the story with our quadruple amputee who's been charged with murder. We're going to be following this story because I really hope another body cam drops of the interrogation or the arrest, or, I mean, did they put him in handcuffs? Like, how did this go? I'm so confused here. But drop in the comments and let me know what you think about this story. And on to our next story. We're going to be continuing where we'll start it all over and just start from the beginning. But our next body cam that we're going to be covering is of this incident that took place in McDonald's. What's going on in McDonald's that all these incidents are happening? With this story that took place in McDonald's, the sisters went in. Apparently there was an order that got messed up. There was some conversation about counterfeit money that was used to pay for the food. There was an altercation that took place between one of the young ladies and someone else that was there with their children to get something to eat. The fight turned deadly and the young woman ended up being unalived, the one that was there with her children. So I want to get into this body cam because I want you to see this. I want you to see how a lot of times parents can be the problem. And when you look at a lot of these situations, when you see the parents' communication style and their behavior, you start to understand why these children went so wrong. But let's take a look at this next body cam. And I want you to drop in the comments. Let me know what you think.
They putting us out. They putting everybody out. They saying the fish look fine.
Tell me y'all are kidding that this is over food. Not wish we were. I wish we were.
They didn't get what they wanted in the drive-thru. I mean, how many times we go to the drive-thru?
They come to the drive-thru and come in there with a gun.
So, we're with the homicide unit. Unfortunately, today that girl, she deceased at the hospital. Okay? That's the unfortunate part. I'm gonna honor the fact that you want to speak with your lawyer, but unfortunately, you're gonna be charged for that. Okay? All right.
An argument over food at an Atlanta McDonald's led to a scuffle between customers, and suddenly a shot rang out inside the restaurant. A mother of 4 was rushed to a trauma center, but didn't survive. We pulled together these body cam videos from that chaotic scene, the frantic 911 call, and the footage of what the young killer had to say for herself. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
One of the leading motives in our homicides is escalating disputes. So something that should just be a simple argument, it turns physical, and then people are so quick to resort to gun violence.
Tanaya Evans was just 19 years old when she was hauled into Atlanta PD's headquarters just after Christmas in 2023. She'd been at a local McDonald's with her sisters when an argument on the afternoon of December 27th over missing burgers and nuggets escalated into gunfire. Another customer made a frantic call to 911.
It's McDonald's, man. Somebody just got shot at McDonald's.
Okay, hold on for the ambulance.
Where's she shot at? Mr. B!
Do not hang up. Your call will be. Hey, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who was shot? Was it a male or female?
It's a female. Somebody, they just shot at.
Where is she shot at? What part of the body? EMS. Do not hang up. Hello, sir. In order received.
Oh.
What was the female shot at? What part of the body?
She shot in the heart.
It's a little hard to understand the caller sometimes, but he tries to explain what went down to the dispatchers.
Sir, can you tell me exactly what happened?
I can't. Well, somebody, they came in McDonald's, they started arguing with the supervisor, the manager and everything. And then we told them to leave out the store. Grady coming out. They come Grady.
The victim was 30-year-old Tamanika Woods. She'd been at the McDonald's with her 4 children. We're talking about ages from toddlers to teens. You know what happened? You know what she did? She reportedly just stood up for the cashier who was being berated by the women who were missing parts of their order. So you have words that were exchanged, there was some pushing and shoving, and then McDonald's surveillance shows Tanaya pulling out a pistol and shooting Tamanika in the chest.
They putting us out. They putting everybody out. They said it's official crime. So we can't even go in.
As more than a dozen Atlanta police officers started arriving at the scene, this is when things were very chaotic.
I don't even know. They came in here. Them girls that just came in here trying to write in
Huh? That was a bullet shell right there down the street.
Can you get that baby out, please?
It's her baby.
I got you, but you can't have the baby watching you.
Can we clear these people out of here?
I need everybody out. I need everybody out. Stand right here. That's fine. That's fine. Right now it's a crime scene, please. Can I get everybody to stand out for me, please?
We gotta go. We gotta go out here.
Stand outside for me. So you with her? I appreciate it.
Now, I want y'all to remember as we watch this story that she did have children with her. I don't know if she had all of her children with her, but the lady that was unalived did have children with her.
Appreciate it. If you don't mind staying right here for me, we're going to come talk to you. Ma'am, I got you. Stand in front for me. 96, fire 14 is 26. Not alert, not conscious, not breathing. CPR in progress.
There's this man who did CPR on Tamanika, later told officers that he'd just arrived at the restaurant to pick up his food when he saw her lying on the floor, tried to help. Outside officers, they're trying to get a straight answer on what happened here, but I will tell you, the emotions are running high.
No, nobody came behind the counter. Nobody went behind the cameras. Nobody went behind the camera. Nobody went behind the camera.
Hey, get away from the car. Hey, clear that thing.
And the mama ain't told them to calm down and quit tripping yet because somebody is unalive. This is what I'm saying about some of these mamas, some of these women that y'all choose as men to procreate with. This is what happens. This is what they breed. This is what they raise. This is the behavior they defend. While we out here clapping, black girl magic. These are black girls on this screen, ladies. This is the behavior that we sit back and we make okay when we say that it's okay for us to say what we want to and do what we want to because somehow we're us. No home training, as Niecy said. None. And you can tell because the mama's standing right there. And they still behaving like this. No concern about the young lady who's no longer there. Or her children who witnessed it. No concern from the mama or these... Hold on one second. Hold on, because I forgot to put it up here. I forgot. Hold on. Yep, there they go. Or these damn baby kids on the screen. These doggone garbage pail kids. That we raising and defending. Instead of standing there and making them be accountable for their actions and the dumb stuff that they do. Nah, we sit back as mamas and we defend it and make it okay. She was defending herself. The minor with a gun. How you defending yourself with something? Let's talk about it.
It don't matter. Hit me first. It don't matter. That's self-defense. That's self-defense. That's self-defense. What you mean? You already know it.
And even if she would have had her CCW license, it's something that we don't understand about CCWs, right? Majority of the states don't have a self-defense law. Which means if your state doesn't have a self-defense law and you pull out a gun in self-defense, you're going to jail. When it comes to pulling a gun, you have to meet a threat with a threat. Which means if your life is not in imminent danger and you pull out a gun, you are going to jail. Even if you're about to be jumped by 4 or 5 people, if they don't pose an imminent danger or threat to your life, meaning one of them has a weapon as well, chances are you're going to jail if you pull a gun. But no, we think everything is self-defense. That gun law is nothing but a setup for most of y'all, because some of y'all just too dumb to understand what the law is regarding carrying guns. And let us remember, none of that matters in this case because these are minors. So they shouldn't have had a gun anyway. As a matter of fact, lock the mama ass up because why do they have a weapon?
If Bill Jones would have been mad at her set too. Like that. So she started popping. Oh, I could call somebody up here. Oh, y'all come in here with my side. I shoot all y'all. Ooh, but that's how y'all talking about we little kids. So what you talking about getting a gun for? But it's cool because we got one on the suit. You saying all that, you get in my face, you doing my face like this, you doing me like this in my face. Just keep pointing my face, stop pointing back in your face like, stop pointing my face. So she did my face like this, she mushed my face back, my face went back, and I started fighting her. And my foot shot her.
And even in that situation, y'all, sometimes y'all got to learn how to walk away. Some stuff ain't even worth it. It ain't even worth getting into an argument with people in public no more. Because you don't know what they gonna do. You don't know. Hold on one second, y'all. Talk amongst each other. I got to run to the door.
Champagne and silk drip off my tongue, gold on my wrists, moon on my lungs. You lean in close, soft on your skin. I taste the wrist, then dive right in. Oh yeah, champagne and silk, I'm in power when I sip. Every word I say now, honey on my lip. Cruising through the city like a shadow in the mist. Night rider on the town, every move a gift. Champagne and silk, let it slide, let it drip. Voice like a dagger and a kiss ain't tip. Taste of my freedom when you feel this grit. Night sting. Calling him closer, pulling the string. I'm the type pulling back, then I crash on you. You the spark in my glass when it catches blue. We two ghosts in the back of a tinted view. On this night like the stars only shine for two. Don't speak. Champagne and silk, I'm empowered when I sip. Every word I say now, honey on my lip. Cruising through the city like a shadow in the mist. Night rider on the town, every move a gift. Champagne and silk, let it slide, let it drip. Voice like a dagger and a kiss, same tip. Taste of my freedom when you feel this rip. Night rider on the town, champagne on my lip. Champagne and silk, drip off my tongue, gold on my wrist, moon on my lungs.
Thank y'all so much for holding. I just realized I could have pushed play while I ran to the doggone door. But y'all still here. Y'all so amazing. Thank you for sticking in there. Let's continue.
You are not free to leave.
Okay.
We need to find a car for you, actually. You have anything on your
No. Hold on, let me get my mom my stuff. Mom! Mom!
Is your car unlocked? Is that yours?
It's unlocked.
All right.
Everybody that was in the car.
All right, she is detained. She is not free to go.
Let me go. Let me go.
Hey, chill out. Stop arguing. Hey, get back. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back.
Can you tell me why y'all like it?
Stop. Stop. Stop before I slam you.
This way. They say you didn't get arrested this way. Captain, y'all gotta get the video though. Can y'all tell me what y'all arrested her for? Y'all help me.
I'm not gonna tell you to get back.
Huh?
I'm not gonna tell you to get back. You're gonna go in cuffs as well. You're gonna go in cuffs as well. Get back.
It wasn't like that. Okay, so it was an argument, but the
Now
lady
that was the
jumped in.
trifling mama that he had to keep telling to get back. Yeah, she's the spawn that spawned these seeds of Satan. This is why y'all gotta be careful. This is why, fellas, as y'all watch this, I need y'all to pay attention, because y'all need to be careful who y'all sword fighting with. You need to be careful who you spear fishing with, because you don't know what kind of fish gonna come up out that pond.
The lady jumped in or whatever. It was a back and forth. The lady jumped in and she called somebody to bring her gun in here because she gonna pop all four of them. So then that's what tonight was like, no, nobody not gonna pop who, nobody not popping nothing. Then that's what she was like, all y'all hoes, whatever, like that, put her hand in my sister's face. And my sister was like, stop putting your hand in my face. And she hit her like that. And then that's when it was the altercation broke out, and then it was a shot fired.
Instead of fit me. But from the beginning, y'all have to see, like,
They were
acting like we were by them with our food. We went to drive food first, and our food was wrong, so we came through here respectfully. Then they started lollygagging, and then my sister, she told them, like,
Hey, I need one unit to follow Grady.
An officer then updates APD's homicide unit about the situation.
I got my supervisor en route, the owners en route.
We're here at 1176 RDA inside of the McDonald's. We had two parties. They went from verbal to physical, and shots were fired. We had one
You're absolutely right. It was not worth her shooting that lady at all. But because we know we're dealing with ignorant people out here that don't care about their life, your life, or nobody else's life, because that bullet could have easily hit one of the kids. It could have hit anybody. We got to be careful when we out here in these streets. Some of these people ain't even worth arguing with. They not, because they out here like they got something to prove. It's definitely not proving whether or not they want to live. They want to accomplish something. They want to leave a mark. But now this is the mark that's been left. This right here. Probably because their mama never taught them to reach for nothing else. Probably because their mama never told them to sit down and read a book. Write out a 5-year plan. My kids is grown, all of them. And I still talk to them about a 5-year plan and goals and what do your future look like and what do you want to do. This mama ain't doing nothing. You can tell. Look how the kids behaving.
Chest, she's extremely low.
Now, the restaurant manager who's on duty is obviously very shaken, very upset by what just happened, and says that her supervisor and other regional managers, they're coming, they're on the way.
I got my supervisor en route, the owner's en route, everybody's en route, everybody coming.
Just give me a second. I'll wait for the investigators to get here. I'm sorry.
I'm not doing this. Y'all don't know how to shut the up. That's the problem. After I told y'all to let this go for an escalate.
Yeah, she's right there. And what is this buddy like?
Mr. B, what's your ETA?
He did CPR. Oh, okay.
Well, he's 6 minutes. The supervisor is 6 minutes away. Even when they shut up, the girl, the little girl in the red, she started with the girl.
That's their mom of the one you just detained, and there's people by that car.
How the hell she gonna walk up there and make this everybody else's problem except hers? Why ain't you talking to your kids about de-escalating your own situation? Why aren't you talking to your children about having some emotional EQ, some emotional control? But see, those not conversations that we have with our kids, because our kids is excited by baddies and GTA and all this stuff, and we don't sit them down and have real conversations about what happens when your anger get the best of you, when you don't know how to control your temper. This is why I always talk to y'all about removing your triggers. Stop allowing people to trigger you. Stop being so easily triggered. What do you have to prove? If you know what you're capable of, why do you feel like you need to prove what you're capable of to somebody else? Do it make sense to you when I say it out loud? But no, she out here questioning everybody else. Why didn't y'all de-escalate? Huh? You talking about your spawns of Satan that walked in there with a gun and a bad attitude looking for drama? And y'all get mad when I say I blame baddies. And now that's TV. And all these Fight Club networks. Because they don't teach them the difference between real life and reality TV. See, some of us know. We grew up watching Flavor of Love and I Love New York. And we were introduced to reality TV when reality TV became reality TV. So we knew the difference. This new generation seems not to know that they're not in a live action version of GTA. They are not in a live action version of the baddies. And what you do has real consequences. In real life. This is sick and it's sad. And they should have put the mama in handcuffs right here just for making these statements alone. Because you the problem. Why your child have a gun? How about that? Let's start there. Why your child at McDonald's with a damn robe on? With her hair all over her head? Let's start there, mamas. Let's teach these young girls how to have some get up and go about themselves, as the old folk would say. Probably ain't even got on clean damn drawers. I bet mama ain't teaching that either, because she, Lord. Every time you turn around, you're seeing stories like this. Then the mama show up on the scene and you like, yep, I get it. I get it. Then you get mad when people come on and say usual suspects. Yeah, because it's the shit y'all do. Then you get mad when somebody call it out and talk about it. We talk about a community and village. Where's the community? Huh? Do she let the community in? Or is she one of those, don't say nothing to my kids? But then when kids get in trouble, now you want to ask where was the de-escalation. Now you want to worry about the community stepping in to help. But did you ask for help from the community before they got to this point? Because if they're like this in public, yeah, I ain't got to finish it. You know.
I told them when they tried to come out guns, I said, y'all let this go. Stop. The girl just shot the gun. So that was in the driveway at first. They had to
kick my butt, brand new battery. They went dead on me, now it won't come out.
So after they get it to real money, they come in and get it to them. So after they come in and get it, they came in to the drop-through, they said they missing some. So they said they were missing 2 6 pieces of quarter-pounder in the cheeseburger. So while they missing it, I'm saying, okay, cool, I'm gonna handle them.
Got you.
The pink, the girl in the pink, oh, she just started like trying to fight Unique in her. So I'm telling them, don't worry about it, let them go. Them two. But I guess her sister or her cousin, whoever, walked in the lobby, and she was like, these people are real disrespectful. Like, that's what she's saying. These are real disrespectful. No, the customers are real disrespectful. So she was like, y'all don't lose y'all job. It's not going to lose y'all job. Oh, they getting hyped. Oh, the girl who shot the girl, she grabbing her gun and, oh yeah, I pop one of y'all. I'll pop one of y'all. Oh, so I'm like, okay, cool. So when, I guess somebody, they say somebody got hit. I didn't see y'all. Somebody got hit. All our people.
I have a battery that's similar to that.
How are you? What's going on? Jason, I'm operations for this organization. I got you. And so we just wanted to see if our people are alright, if we can talk to them.
You mean physically alright?
Well,
everybody's physically
right. I
alright.
got that. No, I'm talking more emotionally.
Yeah, just give it a few. Once investigators arrive, they do their thing, and then everybody will be good to go about their day. But we just need to occupy their time for a few. No problem.
Other witnesses also give their accounts to police, and that includes the man who apparently grabbed Tanaya and her gun and held her until officers could take her into custody.
Officer, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead, man.
Is this guy right here an officer? They asked him that because he pulled out, he also put a gun in my baby's head. Like, you ain't got nothing to do with it being a good Samaritan. That's what I you told us you was a police officer. That's what you told them. He didn't show us no badge. And you pulled out a gun on them as well. And yeah, so if you didn't, guess what? I want you arrested because that's a child too. That's my baby.
That's what you're worried about. That's what you're worried about right now. A woman is laying on the floor, no longer breathing, in the middle of McDonald's, where people should be able to go pick up burgers and fries. Your daughter's just picked up a murder charge. And the only thing you can think about is the man that held your daughter with her gun, mind you, not his, hers, so that she wouldn't run because she just unalived someone. And you want him arrested? Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Is that so? I want you arrested too.
Okay.
If that's the case.
Okay.
You ain't have no right to put no guns. They're not you.
Okay.
Who gonna tell her? Who gonna tell her? Who gonna tell her what a citizen arrest is? Who gonna tell her? Who gonna tell her? Somebody gonna say something to her? I really wish the officer right in that moment would have told her to shut the what they call the fuck up. Like, there are some instances where officers ought to be allowed to be themselves and not be officer, like where it's allowed. This is I don't give a damn what y'all say. She's black. I don't give a damn. Take that to another channel, not here. Stupid is as stupid does, and she was stupid in this instant. But what she opened up her mouth and said when there's a woman laying unalived on a floor and her children are in the room, and all you care about is the fact that you want a man arrested because he held your daughter so she wouldn't get away. Somebody held the suspect so the suspect wouldn't get away, and you want him arrested. But see, if it was your daughter that was laying on that floor, unalived by the other woman, then your attitude would be totally different. You wouldn't have a problem with none of this going on. This is what we call the selective outrage that a lot of times we experience when it's okay when they do it. Or should I say it's okay when you do it, but it's a problem when they do it. Come on now.
He did do that right there. Yeah. He need to be arrested too. Like they come and put him in handcuffs. He need to go too.
He did it inside of where?
In the McDonald's.
No, he did it in that little middle part. The part right
the lobby.
In front.
Yeah.
No, not the lobby. He had her by the trash can by the lobby, but we got into the double doors and he had the gun.
Where's his badge? Yeah, where's his badge? He says, "Officer, where's your badge?" You got to have one of those in order to hold anybody. Other than that, guess what it is? That's kidnapping. Now you hold them against my own will. What's really going on?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. That's all I'm gonna say.
What's really going on? You holding me. You're not APD. You can't do their job. Hello, and I'm not bothering you. I'm not in altercation with you. So what do you got going?
Okay.
Right, you said put yourself into a whole nother situation.
I got you.
Yes, I'm the one who took the gun from her and pulled the gun on her because she put it in her right here in her sweater. And that's why the mama keep telling me, listen, they went my gun. I gave the gun to police.
Oh.
So, man. And I'm telling her, she goes, let my sister go, let my sister go. You finna be accessory to murder. You know what I'm saying? You trying to tell me to let your sister go.
Well, that changes the dynamic of everything.
Yeah, we just coming up here to get a burger.
I got you.
I sit there.
I hate that y'all have to see that.
Yeah,
I can't get a cheeseburger, man. I ain't never seen it.
I got you.
Yeah, I saw when she pulled the gun.
Yeah, you like a
they
kid.
were arguing and they were trying to tell them squash that, just do that, but
It's very important. Very important if we get your statement.
yeah, I'll do a statement, but
Radio Racing 3491.
I was just holding her back because I wouldn't let her go because this girl got her kids. She had these kids, it was like four, 5 kids sitting right here, but she had her kids to go who got shot.
2490 and 3496, confirm signal 48.
Copy.
And that's crazy over some food.
I copy,
Girls
confirm
coming up
48.
to me, I do this, man.
She should have taken her McDonald's and pulled him to the back. The manager should have been the only person talking to de-escalate. This just, I mean, she just let her staff argue and walk in there and start talking all this crap. And I mean, we just watched her unfold, and then he said, she got a pistol.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that punch, I said, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Next thing you know,
Pow.
pow.
How many punches until?
It's just one, the girl in the pink. The girl in the pink, they got her too.
Oh, yeah. That's not something.
I mean, damn.
Because after that, the other girl had them pull her gun. The one in the black done pulled her gun and shot.
Another child gonna go down for life. I mean, that ain't good.
Yeah, because she was like, yeah, I shoot her. I tell you, like, she got a gun.
This is why managerial training is important in businesses, any business, because what he said was absolutely right. If there was a concern, the manager should have pulled them to the side and addressed it so that the rest of the customers could continue to be helped and this situation was isolated instead of happening in front of everyone. And if you know anything about a gang mentality, it turns up or amps up when there's an audience. So the audience made it amp up even more because now you got to prove you either ain't no punk or you can do what you just said you was going to do. This is why management is important. But no, in these fast food restaurants, they hire just anybody and give them a job just so people can have a job with no real training. You got a business dealing with people and you have individuals working with no people skills. Make that make sense. But if we make that make sense, we got to make it make sense in corporate America too, because it don't make sense there either. Because the level of trash management that we have, y'all have in corporate America is absolutely astounding. But this is what happens when you don't have proper management.
Y'all just eat lunch. We just come from a break. We just come from a break.
You get a long break now. I mean,
yeah, we just come from a break. But I went on and let her go, so.
Who, yours? Sorry.
And the whole kid decided he gonna be a good Samaritan.
Yeah, because the girl had her children with her. She had her kids with her.
What did you do?
I just grabbed the girl who was coming out because they were trying to jump on me at the time. So the girl had her gun and the gun there, and and so I grabbed her hand, make sure she couldn't shoot nobody else. Yeah, she would have shot me, but
Hey, good job, man.
Yeah.
People of action.
Yeah?
And I'm like, she see all these kids in there.
Yeah.
She saw it.
Oh no, it's gonna be a laundry list of charges.
Yeah, it was a lot of kids in there. And you got a gun, telling from you to do this, shoot this. No, you ain't finna get away like
looking
that.
at a laundry list of charges.
Yeah,
I mean,
you ain't finna get away
however
like
many
that.
kids is cool to the children. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they trying to jump on me about how old I am.
Bottom
Trash
line is
can.
that
Tell
young
me,
lady,
let my sister go. No,
didn't
your sister go to
deserve
jail.
that slug. This was stupid.
Over some damn bullshit.
Damn. They didn't get what they wanted in the drive-thru. I mean, how many times we go to the
They
drive-thru?
come through the drive-thru
and
and come in there with a
ask for
gun.
it?
Come through the drive-thru, come in there with a gun.
You said it.
Yeah, they were coming through the drive-thru. They had done already went through the drive-thru.
They were
came
here
in
arguing
there and
about what
walked
they
in there.
didn't get
What
in
they
their
didn't
bag.
get, yeah.
And they were blaming
That's
the
how
other
it
young lady.
escalated.
And it sounded like they had a chip on the shoulder
So
of her
weird.
anyway. And then it,
Nah, not the charges. At the time of the shooting, what occurred? One punch. That didn't involve you.
She wasn't even involved.
That
It could be
didn't
something that's
involve
you
you.
weren't
Yeah.
even. Yeah.
So officers are shocked and dismayed that something so trivial could have had such deadly consequences.
Over some food, though?
that's crazy.
Of food? Then she's only 19.
That's real sad.
Did she shoot the employee in there, though?
No, so apparently, allegedly, a person in the line got shot.
Okay.
An employee. I thought it was an employee at first.
Me too.
That's what's coming up.
The remarks, yeah.
Yeah, lady was in line, and they were skipping the line because the order was wrong out here in the drive-thru. They came inside. They were skipping everybody. Crazy drama.
So for
And,
those of you who don't know what's going on, the young lady who was unalived was just there to get something to eat. The young girls who shot, the girl who shot, was there with her sisters, right? While they were there was an altercation with, I guess, whoever took the order or someone behind the counter about the food. I'm guessing there was an issue with the food because there was questions as to whether or not the money that was used to pay for it was real money. So they did not get all of the food they were supposed to get because I'm guessing there's a question about the money, whether or not the money is real, so we're not giving you no more food because the money is fake. The young lady was someone who was in line that was basically telling them, y'all doing too much, cut it out. We don't know what she said, how she behaved, how she said it. We know what the girls say, but we know kids exaggerate so that they can end up right in a situation. So we don't know what was said and how she said it, but a fight took place. While they were fighting, the other sister, not the one that was fighting, one of the other sisters who had a gun on them, pulled out the gun and shot the lady who was fighting with her sister. So this wasn't someone who worked at McDonald's. This was someone who was there to get something to eat. The gentlemen that you just saw on the screen were there. And can we give a shout out for men with jobs? Yes, God. Yeah. Thank you, Father, for men with jobs. Yes, sir. So the men who you saw on the screen, they were on break, came to get something to eat, saw the altercation. The girl shot the woman. He took her gun after she shot her, she put the gun in her waistband. You know she ain't got no gun holder. He took the gun from her and held her till the police got there. So for those of you who are just tuning in, who don't know what happened or what's going on, that's what led up to this right here.
The girl spoke out about it. She said, y'all was getting me out the line like everybody else. And apparently got you some words. The girl in the line mushed one of the girls from the car that came inside. The girl's sister pulled out a gun and shot the chick.
She don't know how to fight. That's what that's giving. Because why did you pull out a gun and shoot?
I mean, that was her first meeting.
Yeah. You could have just threw a hand. Like, you could have just been fighting with your hand. You didn't have to throw a punch first. It's crazy. Your immediate reaction, as soon as somebody get pushed.
And this is the problem with our youth. And I can't even just say our youth. This is the problem today. Don't nobody know how to fight anymore. Do y'all know back in the day when we was younger, and I'm a 76 baby, do y'all know that people would get into a fight and become best friends afterwards? Because the fight happened, somebody won, somebody lost, you got your issue out. They shook up. People shook up in the middle of the street after a fight. Old schools would make you shake up after a fight. All right, y'all handled that. Now go on about your business. What was done is done. That was it. Folk don't fight no more today. Everybody reaching for a gun. Y'all cowards, but be the main ones talking about I stand 10 toes down. On what? Hell, the man in the previous body cam that we watched got more heart than most of y'all. And he ain't had no damn arms and legs. But y'all tough. But you want to grab a weapon. Come on, y'all.
And shoot
Now
it.
you gone, like you gone.
Yeah, she done. She done. She's only 19, dude. She done. The sister don't even look back.
So the victim 19 and her 19? Both of them 19?
No. The victim is 30. The one who shot her is 19. The sister don't even look that much older than her.
So we're glitching. And I'm just going to give it a moment to finish glitching. And then I'll press play again. I'm just making sure on the TV it's not glitching no more. Alright, let's go.
Gone. For nothing. Over McDonald's. Now you can't even choose what you want in jail. So you tell me you couldn't fight with your hands?
I mean,
if she wants you, we could just throw hands.
I mean, she's a violator. It means they're gonna kill her. Like, that's crazy. That's excessive.
That is definitely excessive.
Not for jail.
And then, who did she mush? Did she mush her or she mushed the sister?
So I don't know. So I'm based on what he told me, the person who she mushed, the victim mushed somebody in the group, which was the sister of the person that shot.
So the person
the
who
sister
got
put up the gun and shot the person on behalf of the sister.
So she never get mushed and she shooting.
From what I'm understanding, I could be wrong.
Oh yeah, so you just killed somebody just cause then. That wasn't even self-defense on your end, or at least you defended yourself. It didn't even have nothing to do with you. It's crazy.
Your sister gets mushed, you put out a pistol and shoot somebody.
So what happens next? Well, Tanaya and at least two of her sisters were detained. They were detained at the scene.
Facts
and then they were taken
progressive.
back.
Again, I say Pops on Friday said they cowards, sissified. So quick to pick up a gun, use your hand, you got two, and live to fight another day. That's all I'm saying. Why we so quick to pick up a weapon? Y'all don't know how to throw hands no more? Hell, at least that's one thing you can say about the Fight Club networks. At least ain't no weapons. Until recently, because there's been a lot of weapons going on baddies. I don't even know how that's legal. And ain't no lawsuits popped out, because hit me with something. Please, TV show or not. The whole net. I'm finna be part owner. What do you mean? Them girls ain't even thinking straight. That's my biggest problem with it. And they know they got girls that ain't thinking straight. Because they know you, me, some of y'all out there watching would never penitentiary me, please, for 200, Alex. If ever you think you can just walk up to me and swing on me for no reason at all. But I ain't gonna pull out no weapon. To me, that is extremely cowardly.
Back to the headquarters, the police headquarters, to be interviewed.
Put your hands on your back shoulder. And why y'all arresting her? What is she being arrested for?
She's being detained.
Okay.
So at this point in time, she's not guilty. At this point in time, she's not guilty.
The hell do you mean, what is she being arrested for? Somebody should have been there to just slap her. How delusional can we be in one situation where you don't understand why your daughter is being arrested? Even if you feel like what your daughter did was justified. Girl, you done watched enough Law and Order, probably Law and Crime Sidebar. Enough For My Man and everything else on Investigation Discovery to understand that if you pull a trigger, whether it was self-defense or not, you gotta be detained so that they can have a conversation and find out what happened. What is she being arrested for? This is the problem. This is why I did this video. I want y'all to see in a lot of these situations, a lot of the problem, not all the time, because we use that a lot and we say it's the parents. In every situation, it's not the parents. But I wanted you to be able to see how in a lot of these situations, the mamas is the problem. You didn't see no daddy show up to the scene. Daddy probably ain't seen kids since them babies was little. And it probably wasn't even daddy's fault. Probably was because daddy was dealing with a trifling mama that held the kids against him and used them as leverage and pawns in her little game. She looked like the type, allegedly. But to ask a question like that, I'm not saying she a crackhead, but I'm saying that question was real crackish.
You don't have anything on you? No, sir. Okay. No weapons? Okay. Set the fire. Oh! Do you have an ID on you? Or did they already get your information? Okay, alright, we're gonna just say. Watch your leg.
As one of the sisters waits in the interview room, she's
Got
not
the
happy.
gun, though. Got the gun. Forgot your ID, but you got the gun. Right? They didn't forget the gun, but no IDs. No way to identify them in case anything happened. I know as a mom, I always tell my kids, make sure you have your ID on you so they know who you are if anything happens.
She's being held.
I'm not a criminal. My legs should, it's not even funny. My legs should not be chained up.
So she gives detectives her version of what happened at the McDonald's.
What happened out there that led to this?
From the beginning, so we were in the drive-thru line, ordering food, trying to place 2 orders through the drive-thru. One for cash, one for card. They informed us that since they're short on staff, that they're only, I'm going straight from I don't want to miss nothing. I appreciate that. They informed us that they're short staff, we can only do one, so we put all our orders together, and then we went to the window. Our order wasn't complete when we got to the window. We were trying to tell the lady we wanted to add more food to the order. And she explained to us that she's new, because it seemed like they had, the lady who first took our order seemed like she had a little attitude or whatever. So when we went to the window, it was a different lady, and she explained to us, oh, we're sorry, I'm sorry, I'm new to working or whatever. And she was like, oh yeah, we all understand, because at first we thought it was attitude or whatever. So we paid for our food, went to the second window to receive our food, and we looked in our bags, didn't have everything in it. So we went inside to tell them with our receipt and let them know that all our food was not in our bags. So, fast food people don't like remaking their food or whatever. So I guess they seemed like they were a little, attitude or whatever to make the food. And then my sisters was based. One of my sisters, okay, so we were still waiting for our food. Then somebody in the back said, can y'all, why they still here? And then one of my sisters made a comment, said if we had all our food, we would be gone. So then, after one of the ladies in the back said that, the lady who was in the front register, I guess she catch drift of all the emotions or whatever. And see, my sister was like right here. This is, where people stand, and this is their, whatever. My sister was right here getting the sauce from their inside, and the lady from the cash register was like, back up, doing this like this. And she had an attitude, and I'm not sure what my sister said to her. Then the lady who had got shot was saying, she had spoke up and said something and was telling the girl, like, I already know, like, girl, so basically like trying to stick up for the
So she remember what everybody else said, but she don't remember what her sister said. That's mighty convenient. That's why y'all can't be so quick to believe everything that y'all kids say. I don't care how old they are. Even adult kids lie. why don't she remember what her sister said? Because you know y'all was on bullshit. Even if she the good sister. Because you know you can have those kids and you have 3 of them that are hellions and you have that one that you know for sure going to heaven. Even if you got one, she might have been that one. Let's just say. She might have been that one. You know what your sister's on. You know how they behave when they in public. You know how they act the least time they think somebody is looking at them crazy. Say something out of order. You know how they pop off. But she ain't mentioning that though. Selective.
So then the other lady, I guess the lady taking up for the register lady felt like that was her way to get buck or get big. So she was just walking back like, yeah, because nobody wants smoke, like nobody want to, basically trying to antagonize, saying she want to fight or whatever. And then one of my sisters was like, what you doing all that for, or something, saying like you could clock out or whatever. And then one of my other sisters was just saying the same thing. And the lady in the back, and the lady who was the guest who spoke up for the register, cash register lady, was saying stuff like antagonizing to, basically saying, oh, called somebody and told them to bring her fire in or whatever because these 4 hoes tripping or whatever, something like that. And one of my sisters said something like, I got it on me, shoot who or whatever, like basically saying she was going, the lady was basically saying she was going to shoot first. Then as we got our food, one of the managers, I guess she was a manager at McDonald's, she had came up to me and my other sister, the pregnant sister, and asked us, like, did y'all get everything? Are y'all okay? What do y'all need or whatever? And me and my sister were okay, and we was walking out. And then the other lady still kept talking crazy. As we walking out, me and my other sister trying to get me and my 2 other sisters to leave out. And then next thing you know, the lady who told somebody to go get their fire had walked up to one of my sisters. And when I looked, I saw her hand, I don't know what she did. Her hand went like this, and my sister's hand went like this. So I turned around, put my foot down, try to grab my sister, because I ain't gonna grab you. Like, you know? So, and next thing you know, I just heard, pop! So I'm thinking, I'm looking for my sisters, and then I'm just thinking it was the lady that did the shooting, because she said she was gonna shoot first. And then I'm looking, and then I see her on the ground, and then we try to leave. And I see a man with my sister holding her, like trying to not let her go. And then that's when we had called our mama, and we went to go get her. And came back, my sister and me caught her.
So this whole incident started over some food. Would that be fair to say? At a drive-through, there was a misplaced of food.
I wouldn't say it started over food because it was not to be disrespectful, it's real. Somebody just putting herself in a situation like I don't think it started over. It started over disrespect, but really talking out your neck, saying you're gonna do this, do that. That's how I feel. That's how that started. Because nobody's gonna do. My sister's not gonna go crazy if it's about some food. Yes, we all haven't ate. We didn't eat all day, so you get hunger attitudes or whatever. But I wouldn't say over food. I would say over
someone else injecting herself in the issue.
Yes, and she had nothing to do with no situation. I'm not sure if her and the cashier were friends or related, because people step up for family always. That's understandable, but I'm not sure if she was a stranger or family. She just stepped up.
People step up for right. That's what happens. See, this is what happens when we now live in a world where people don't step up or stand up for nothing. Like everything we step up and speak up for is BS. It's male bovine feces. Our kids on BS and don't say nothing to my kids, and you defending your kid and you know what your kid just went out there and did. You defending what's going on in your house when you know what's going on in your house is hurting other households. No, it's speaking up when there's wrong being done. And to be honest with you, our world would change if more people would start doing it. But the problem is people are scared of this kind of outcome because you have so many cowards running around with weapons. That's why I say get rid of the damn guns. You bad, use your hands. You tough, what you need a gun for? Everybody. Didn't they say, what is it in what is it? What country is that? The police don't even have guns. Get rid of them. All of them. You don't know how to regulate it. You don't know how to keep them from coming in. You don't know how to make sure that they don't end up in the wrong hands. You don't know how to keep them from being illegal. Get rid of them. Make them all illegal. Maybe the problem is we have too many options. There it is. We don't know what to do with options. We don't know how to handle options. That's the problem. Because we have so many options, we feel like it's our thing. We can do what we want to do. And we don't think about the things that we want to do until it come and slap us in the face in situations such as these. Because your options were too much for you. You can't keep guns out of the hands of the immature, so get rid of the damn guns. I don't like guns anyway. I carry blades. Hell. Get rid of them. Then y'all gonna start slicing and dicing. There's gonna be a bunch of Michael Myers running around. Y'all the problem. Y'all twisted thinking, y'all dark energies. Everybody want to unleash a dark energy. Dark feminine energy. Dark this. And everything is just damn dark. Wonder why there's no light anywhere. Wonder why our kids are all homicidal, suicidal, crazy-cidal. More people should start speaking up. This woman, in my opinion, did right. She might have handled it wrong, but she did right. Let me tell y'all something. Then we gonna continue. I was in a gas station one day, and I was waiting. It was probably about 5 or 6 of us in line, and we just waiting to get our stuff. I was getting gas. So it was a group of young boys in front of us in the gas station. All of a sudden, they just start knocking stuff over in the gas station. And I'm standing there looking like, are we for real? And mind you, these are teenage boys. These ain't kids. Old enough to know better. All of a sudden, I looked, I'm like, bro, what the hell is y'all doing? Like, for real? I got so pissed. They laughed and left out the store. Everybody looked at me like, and I'm looking at them like, why the hell didn't y'all say nothing? Got my stuff and walked right out to my car. They was outside. More people got to start speaking up and saying something and doing something. But you can't do it with your attitude and with your temper. You can't meet temper with temper. You can't meet wrong with wrong and expect it to turn out right. You can't. And you got to know when to walk away. I keep telling y'all, y'all music be having y'all messed up. Our music gave us instructions. You got to know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. She should have walked away. We ain't always got to prove something. The baddest ain't the one that always makes it out the situation, contrary to what you believe.
Just say, I'll get my, I guess she felt trapped, and she said, I'll get my, either file or pistol, something. She had somebody come inside.
You said she had someone come inside?
Mm-hmm.
Who was that she had to come inside?
I'm not sure if it was a man or female.
Yeah, unfortunately, the female that was shot, she's deceased now. She didn't make it. And that's the unfortunate part about this incident.
So what does that mean for my sister?
We don't know yet. We're still investigating, but right now.
Y'all can look at the cameras. Do they got cameras that you can
yes,
hear?
we got the
like
cameras.
You can hear video
What does that mean for my sister? So no concern about the woman who passed away. No, how are her children? No, oh my God, I'm so sorry. No concern at all. I need y'all to see this. The only concern she has is for her sister. This ain't the one going to heaven. Maybe it's another one. This definitely ain't the one. No concern, no remorse, no nothing. Her immediate thought went to what's going to happen to my sister.
Well, we're getting that now, but we got cameras there trying to get access to that now. Okay.
Then you have another sister who's providing more details to this other officer, bringing up for the first time that McDonald's employees allegedly suspected the women were trying to pay with counterfeit money.
So without me asking, because they're going to ask you all that. If it's fully out there, how did they get to that? You know what I'm saying?
Because when we got in there, mind you, they already missed. They claimed that we had fake tunnels, but we didn't have fake tunnels.
Oh, was somebody that worked there?
Yeah, they was like, we had fake tunnels. We had fake tunnels. Y'all never gave us the food and our change, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so y'all give us our food or whatever. Mind you, in the drive-thru at first, y'all give us our food. We only got half of the food. So we started telling them, like, we missing this, we missing that. So they getting attitudes and shit, but y'all should have had it right. So we like, all right, we're just gonna come in the inside. So we come in the inside. We standing at the counter. I'm standing like this way, but I'm just standing at the counter, but I'm turning towards the counter. So the girl was like, we telling the lady what.
No, what I was getting at is, how you doing? With there was so many of y'all, like none of y'all, I guess it could have happened so fast because none of y'all stopped to the one.
We didn't even know my little sister had the gun on her too. Got into it, this was so crazy. And before my sister even pronounced that she had a gun, later already called us like, yeah, I had all y'all whole widow, all four y'all, the exact what kind of house I had. That's why we keep asking for the camera. She like, she started calling people was coming in there. She was like, I had y'all whole shot. So then when my sister turned and she was like, hell, who shot? And tugged on her like, I got one too, like type shit. So the lady was just steady whoop whoop. So mind you, by this time when they arguing, I'm still walking back and forth to my table back over there to my table, get my food and shit. So the lady started pointing her hand in my face, doing all like this. So I pointed back on her face like, stop putting your hand in my face, like doing her hand like that. She mushed me 2 times and we started fighting. Then we and her started fighting. Some guns went off. But
hey y'all, question real quick. Who do y'all think mentioned the gun first? You think it was the little sister, the one that shot, or do you think it was the woman that was unalived? Who do you think initiated the gun conversation? Now, here's my thing, y'all. In the future, don't argue with nobody that look like this. This says I don't care. You don't argue with nobody that don't care. Anybody that comes out the house looking like this, with a robe on that look like she done slept in it all week. Them feet probably ashy. Her hair ain't even done. She didn't try. She didn't try to do nothing before she walked out the house. You don't argue with nobody that look like this. Because if they don't care this much, they don't care about you. People that care about how other people perceive them, how they present themselves to the world. Not perceive like I care about your opinion, but care about how they present themselves to other people. They care about their representation. When did we get to a place, women, ladies, that we stop caring about our representation? When did we stop telling our girls, be concerned about how you show up in the world? You don't argue with nobody that look like this.
My sister that shot. So when the gun went off, everybody just started running. I turned back around because I ain't see my sister come outside. So when I turned back around, I see the lady laying on the floor. My sister was still in there, and the man had up his fire on my sister.
So while the detectives are doing these interviews at headquarters, there is another officer who has the horrible job of updating Tamanika's family at the hospital.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? My name is Officer Berlin with the Land Police Department.
That's mom.
That's mom, okay. They told you what's going on?
I want to see my baby. I need to see my baby.
Okay. So right now it's a homicide investigation, okay? Let me close the door. So it's a homicide investigation, okay? With a homicide investigation, there's a lot that goes into it, okay? Your child is unfortunately deceased, so she's considered a victim, okay? We have a lot of investigators and officers on the current scene of the incident, and they have to do search warrants and collect evidence and detain who they need to detain to make sure that we're doing everything correctly, okay? Your child has been worked on here. The Amy is here, but I've been told and given strict orders not to allow you guys to see your child until everything is completely done with the investigation, and I've been told by the lead investigator. Okay, Once they do what they need to do with their end, you'll probably receive a phone call, okay, and letting you know if you can see your child and identify your child. But I'm just an officer, and the lead investigators are currently working your child's scene right now on RDA, okay?
They have both suspects?
Right now, I'm not sure what's going on the scene. I was rushed to the hospital with your child to make sure that she was getting treatment. So I'm not sure what's going on the scene right now. Okay, but I just wanted to make sure I reached out to you and tell you guys my condolences. You know, stuff like this should never happen. You know what I mean? But once the lead investigator gets enough information, you guys will be notified, specifically you, since you're the mother.
So do she leave her contact information?
Do they have anything? Did you reach out? Were you guys on scene?
Once I got there, the ambulance gone, I left.
So you didn't speak to anybody?
No.
Okay. You have can I get it? You got
Right
name
here.
information?
Yeah. I'm going to put it in our chart here, but I don't know how that works. You know.
Well, can I get a spare piece of paper
Yeah.
so I can get her information so I can make sure she reaches out to the investigator? Yeah, I got her ID. We're going to need her ID. Like I said, from her clothing down to her undergarments, everything is evidence because they have to conduct their own investigation in reference to the ME, reference to a homicide investigator, stuff like that. So, I'm sorry you're going through this, man. I really am. Like I said, stuff like this should not happen at all. It's just, you know, people just don't know how to.
Guys and they bad.
That's mom. Your name is. This is the.
Tamarika.
They got the same name.
Oh, you got the same name? Okay.
Tamarika, she Tamanika.
Like I said, my condolences. It really, really hurts, especially during the holiday season. But for senseless violence to take place, I don't think that's okay at all.
Well, my mom did. They her birthday.
Whose birthday?
My mother.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. And you say you got a good working number, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other questions that you need me to answer?
I just want to see my baby. Y'all ain't gonna let me do that. I don't know what to say.
I mean, I spoke to the chaplains. The only thing that can be possibly done, she's gonna be covered the entire time. Okay. So I just don't feel like it's gonna be worth it to go in the room and not see her, if that makes any sense.
They make plenty of sense.
So I don't want to bypass Grady rules. I don't want to bypass Grady rules. You know what I mean? Since they're the lead operations here, so.
Okay, we finna go.
Okay,
They're not gonna let me see her. It's a homicide.
First, excuse me.
Okay.
This is the chaplain. Can we have a word of prayer? Yes.
No, step up. My condolences, y'all.
So let's go back to Tanaya. What about her? Well, investigators put her in an interview room, and they left her there for hours. She was able to get out of her leg shackles to go to the bathroom, but then it was back to being alone with her thoughts. And after a couple hours, investigators came in to speak with her.
All right. Again, I'm Investigator Francis, this is Investigator McCowan. We definitely want to talk to you about everything that took place today. Just want to ask you a few questions. So before we do that, can I get your first name?
Tonight is
Spell it for me.
N-I-Y-A-E-D-A-N-S.
Okay, so that's your last name. And what's your date of birth? And what's your highest level of education?
Some college.
Okay. And is English your first language?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not asking you this to be offensive, it's just standard, okay? Just make sure you understand, okay? I'm gonna read you your Miranda rights before we ask you any questions, and we're gonna make sure that you understand, okay? So, you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand? Anything you say will be used in court as evidence against you. Do you understand? You are entitled to have a lawyer now and have him present now or at any time during questioning. Do you understand? If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you without cost, and he may be present at all times during your questioning. Do you understand? You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand? And I'm going to ask you again, and I need for a verbal answer, please. Do you understand these rights?
Yeah, but I need a lawyer. I got my sister.
You said you do?
I gotta talk to my sister for my lawyer.
Okay. So, do you, but I still have to ask you the rest.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you again, do you understand these rights? Do you wish to talk? Do you wish to talk to us at this time without a lawyer? Okay. So no.
I can call my mama, like, cause the lawyer, I don't really know how to get in contact with the lawyer for that.
Okay. Councilwoman.
This one. Okay. So, we're with the homicide unit. Unfortunately, today that girl, she deceased at the hospital. Okay. That's the unfortunate part. I'm gonna honor the fact that you want to speak with your lawyer, but unfortunately, you're gonna be charged for that. Okay. All right. Give me a second. I'll be back in here. I'll let you speak with your mom over the phone. Okay.
Now, after another 2 hours and Tanaya trying every single possible way to sit in that chair, she's finally able to call her family.
You know the number you just called?
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this phone call with her family, right? And I want y'all to hear how many problems there are with this phone call.
Keep it on speakerphone.
Mom. Tanaya, we've been waiting on you to call.
Please help me. I need a lawyer or something.
Okay, so listen. Do not don't write no statements. We've been talking to lawyers already. They're gonna come down there and talk to you tomorrow. They said do not talk over the phone. Don't talk about it over the phone. You are gonna be okay.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm on that, baby. You okay? Milo and Apple are home.
I want to come home.
I know you do. You just gotta calm down.
Now, here's my question, y'all, because I've heard lawyers even say that whether you're innocent or guilty, don't talk to the police, get a lawyer. What do you guys think? Do you think when you're innocent in a situation, do you think you should talk or get your lawyer? Drop in the comments to let me know, or have a conversation amongst yourselves if you're sitting at home watching. Let me know what you think. You think you should get a lawyer and talk? And not talk, I'm sorry. Or if you're innocent, go and tell them what you know. How can it be used against you, right?
There's a way you can call everything, like, we put the time on the phone, and Lord Dad is like, Lord Dad, he gonna put time on, money on your foot.
Alright.
You already got like a pen and stuff like that, where like we can call you, insert a pen and stuff like that?
No, I'm at the headquarters in this room.
You still down there?
Yeah.
They still got you a question. Did you write a statement?
No. I said I didn't want to talk.
Yeah, that's good. Keep it like that. Don't talk until your lawyer talk to you. Renee Rockwell is your lawyer for the time being. I'm gonna bring her down there and see what they saying and stuff like that. She's gonna try to get you up on here and all that. So just be quiet. Don't talk about it with nobody. We know what happened. They already got to be. Yeah, we know what happened. Everything. Some other people been recording. That was in there. Everything is out. It's gonna be all right.
Alright.
You okay?
No. I wanted to go.
Y'all families be sending y'all off for real. It's gonna be all right. That's all they care about. You gonna have to sit this one out because you acted impulsively. And, these are the consequences. This is what happens when consequence meets up with something called repercussion. And them two hoes together, yeah, they hell. And that's what you're dealing with right now. But no, we always want to be the savior and save them out of stuff that sometimes they need to sit in. Because you created this. Now you got to deal with it.
I just got some scrums right now so everything can get set up and stuff until we get everything situated. Oh, they want something.
Alright.
I ain't gonna let you get your hopes up, and I ain't no cat. They don't get bounced right. So I'm just being honest with you. I'm not okay, well, that's your, once again, that is the story you chose to go with. I'm not your investigator. But I also need you to understand that there's video camera of everything that went down, okay? So if that is the story that you want to go with, fine. I'm also telling you that they seldomly do they give bonds for murder.
Huh?
They don't really give bonds for murder. So you'll probably sit right straight until your trial comes out.
How long they usually be?
It could be years.
I'm saying, like my lawyer, even if I get a lawyer.
Even if you get a lawyer, there's no guarantee that your trial is going to come immediately. So it could be 6 months to a year before you go to trial. And you'll do a first appearance, you'll do a preliminary hearing, you'll do things like that, and then, like I said, that's where things kind of go from there. But suddenly, do they give bonds for murder?
Not even self-defense.
Seldomly do they give bonds for murder.
Hmm.
So you'll get a prelim, right? So in prelims, they'll play the video from the thing. And based upon what the judge sees in that video or whatever, going against what your argument is made, they'll make the determination if you are deemed a bond. I've been doing this long enough to say that based off that video, they're not gonna fall. They're like I said, it's murder. You wouldn't be being charged if we didn't think there's no evidence. You got any more questions?
So what are they saying?
You're being charged for murder.
Yeah, I know. Like how many?
How long? How long is what? Do you get down there?
How long did that
murder for murder? You mean prison?
Yeah.
25 to 30 years.
And the officer's prediction was correct. Tanaya will spend decades in prison for what she did. According to Fulton County Court records, she first pleaded not guilty to the charges of murder, felony murder, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and aggravated assault. But Tanaya's attorney was able to negotiate a plea deal where she apparently entered a guilty plea to voluntary manslaughter, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and aggravated assault. It seems like that felony murder charge was dropped. And in November of 2024, Tanaya was reportedly sentenced to 25 years in prison. So 20 years for manslaughter and aggravated assault, and then another 5 after that for the firearms charge. That's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts.
So she really should have got way more than that. Way more. And I'm so happy that officer kept repeating over and over and over again. They rarely give bond for murder. They rarely give bond for murder. I don't want you to get your hopes up and think that you're going to get out, because you may be sitting here. And you may be sitting here for years. But y'all, that makes me think of another question, right? Riddle me this. When did so many laws with the police change, right? Because didn't we have a right to a speedy trial at one point in life? Or was that before the siren got turned on? Just like I was watching this case that happened, this young lady got arrested, right? And she was arrested because she was pulled over on a traffic stop. When they pulled her over, they asked her to exit the car, and she kept asking why. Now, I'm sitting and thinking, I'm like, yeah, why? She ain't did nothing wrong. She ain't got to get out the car. People in the comments were like, no, that's not true. She should have just got out the car. She got to get out the car. It's law. I'm like, BS. Ain't no way this law. So I go and Google it. Y'all, do y'all know that it is law now? Somebody said 2018. But do y'all know that it is law now that if the police pull you over and ask you to get out the car, you have to? Without probable cause to make you get out the car. You have to exit the vehicle. It does not give them probable cause to search, but you will go to jail if you do not exit the vehicle. And apparently, it is for their safety. When did this happen? Y'all not gonna sit and Mandela affect me. When did this happen? Somebody please tell me. When did this happen? Just like they keep saying that they didn't used to have to do the Miranda rights before the arrest, or the arrest had to be thrown out. They keep saying that's TV and movies. Male bovine feces. I call BS on the play. Y'all not gonna keep Mandela affecting me. But here's the bigger question. When did all these laws change and we didn't know it? What were we distracted by that allowed all this to take place that we getting caught up by something that we didn't even know changed. Dig that. Oh, but drop in the comments and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the Quadruple Amputee alleged murderer. Let me know what you think about that story, because I'm still trying to figure out, where am I that a man with no arms and no legs can be convicted, can be arrested, can even be accused of unaliving somebody with a sticky icky. Please make it make sense. Then drop in the comments and let me know what you think about the Garbage Pail Kids and the mama. And I'm still gonna say cocaine is a hell of a drug. That's all I'm gonna say, children. There used to be a video that came on for us that said, this is drugs, this is your brain on drugs, and it was an egg being cracked into a skillet and it was frying, and it said, any questions? Yeah, that's what I feel about that body cam. And the kids that it produced are the cracked eggs, literally, and one of them is getting fried. Drop in the comments and let me know what you think. All right? Make sure you do me a favor, right? Hold on, let me get it. Let me run it back one time. Yeah. Hit that like and subscribe button. Also the notification bell, so you'll be notified when I jump into whichever sector we jump into for another show. Matter of fact, make sure you tune in tomorrow, because we're going to be getting back into the Alexis Patterson case, which is kicking back up because, of course, as we covered, the mother is now asking the city of Milwaukee for $10 million because she feels like they flubbed the case, right? So we gonna get back into all that on tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when that thumbnail drops. Thank you for joining me on tonight. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Say hi to a few people in the chat. Support the channel. Thumbs up the video. Hit that, vibe, hype up the video. You can even hit the Cash App. The Cash App is pinned in every description of every video. Also, make sure you go to the home channel and check out our other channels that are a part of the Champaign City. Thank you for joining us tonight. And until next time, Champaign Gang, FizzFam, Confidants, and visitors to the Champaign City. Always remember, if it doesn't cause you to elevate, baby, it's causing you to depreciate. Now raise those glasses, clink, and let's drink till we meet again. Ta-ta.
Speak. Champagne and silk, I'm empowered when I sip. Every word I say now, honey on my lip. Cruising through the city like a shadow in the mist. Night rider on the town, every move a gift. Champagne and silk, let it slide, let it drip. Voice like a dagger in the kiss, same tip. Taste of my freedom when you feel this grip. Night rider on the town, champagne on my lip. Sit back. Champagne on my tongue, silk on my skin, undone. You lean in, say my name like a secret, like a sin. Coconut blow on your collarbone, salt on your lips, I taste home. You say, right, let the night decide. I slide in the passenger side. Yeah. Champagne and silk on my lips, dripping slow from every kiss. Powered in the sway of my hips. I'm a king, I'm a queen in the mist. Ocean breeze all over this ride. Sweet like nectar when we collide. silk on my lips. Watch the whole downtown submit.
I'm the night rider, low-key lavish. Gold teeth, grin, bad habits. You that island spell sweet static. Turn a calm heart problematic. Tongue like a passport stamp. Every word leave a mark on your back. You pour that fizz on the curve of my neck. I call that liquid respect.
You taste like someone in a slow pour. I sip. Confidence dripping to the tile floor. Wheel it. Every baby in your baritone. Got my IUs clicking like a metronome. Champagne and silk on my lips. Dripping slow from every kiss. Power in the sway of my hips. I'm a king, I'm a queen